Hello, lovely people. My name is Okran, and I'm a member of Vouch Initiative International. This year, Vouch Initiative International have decided to create this channel to assist our brothers and sisters in the basic schools, especially those in Basic 7, the JHS IT students. So we are here to assist them to understand certain computing topics. After going through some schools in Central Region, we realize most schools do not have IT or computing facilitators. So a way of extending a helping hand to those in the rural areas. That's why we are here as an organization to support this course. All right, so let's start. Okay, so our focus will be on computers. Computers. What is a computer? The mobile phone that you are watching me on is a computer. The tablet, smart watches, there are a lot of devices that falls under a computer. Now let's move on. So computer is an electronic device that accepts data and process it into a meaningful information. Now you can see that on the screen. Computing is the use of computers to process, store, and retrieve information. So any device that accepts data, process it, and give out a meaningful information can be termed as a computer, or it is known as a computer. On the screen, we have the desktop, we have laptops, printers, web cameras, scanners, and so on. Now, these devices have a purpose, or there is a reason why they are all over nowadays. Computers are very important in our daily lives, so it is advisable that we encourage our learners to learn and get better understanding of these devices. Now, what are some of the uses of these devices? We use it in terms of entertainment. We play games with our mobile phones, our laptops, our desktops. I do enjoy playing games on my mobile phone as well, but I'm not going to encourage you to always be on your mobile phone and be playing games, because there are other uses which are equally important as playing games on a mobile phone or a computing device. Now, in our schools, we can use these computing devices for education. I do learn a lot of things on Udemy, Coursera, and other digital platforms by the help of a computing device and internet. So we don't only have to play, but even as much as we entertain ourselves, we have to also focus on our future. So it is advisable, I will encourage you to use these computer devices when anytime you come across for your personal research, to learn things that you have no knowledge about or less knowledge about. Now, communication. Those times before you can communicate with someone, you have to visit the person or tell someone to inform them on your behalf. We are in the digital world, so we don't do that again. At the comfort of your home, just take a smartphone, your laptop, connect internet, and then you start communicating with your loved ones wherever they are without any stress. So computing or computers has now made our communication very easy and then fun. Let me put it that way. It is easy and fun at the same time. Now, workplaces, some people do work from home because with the presence of the computers, they are now able to communicate with their bosses, their subordinates, with colleagues at work. They are able to do collaborate on platforms like Microsoft 365, Google, Excel. Now people are able to share knowledge without necessarily visiting the office. So computing or knowledge about computers have great benefit to mankind. Now let's look at some of the parts. What forms the computer? Physical components. So in, in the next video, we'll talk about the hardware and then the software. Now focus is on the hardware, the ones that we see and we feel. On our screen, we have the monitor, we have system units, we have speakers and mouse. Now these parts we have here can also be put into groups. That is the input devices being the keyboard, the mouse, microphone, etc. The output devices, we have the monitor, the printer, and the speaker, and then storage devices. On my desk, I have a storage device. This is HDD, hard disk drive. In some of our videos, we talk about the HDD and then the SSD, that the solid state drive. Now the focus is on the parts. At least you have an idea of what they are like when they come across. So this is a monitor, this is a system unit, this is a keyboard. Do you get it? And as I said earlier, it says any device that accept data, process it. So now we can also talk about the central processing unit. That we can also term that as the central processing unit. It's also known as CPU. Central processing unit is also known as what? The CPU, and it is the brain of the computer. It is the brain of the computer. All right, let's move on. Now, let's look at some types of computing devices, common types of computing devices. We have the desktop, we have laptop computers, tablets. Yeah, it's different. There's a mobile phone or a smartphone. Why is it a smartphone? Because it performs functions that the other small type of phones cannot perform. Do you get it? In the local, we call that YAM, the keypad phones. They cannot be able to perform because you can take pictures, you can send pictures, you can do video calls, you can do your research. Some even use it as their laptops because it can perform similar or same functions as your laptop or your desktop. So one of these videos we talk much about them. Talk much about them. Now see this image on the screen is the start, the power button, the power button, the power button. That is what we use to power our desktop, we use to power our computing devices. Now, how do we turn on a computer? How do we turn on a computer? How do you log into a system? And then how do we shut down computers or computing devices properly? Now let's look on the next slide. It's a step to turn on a computer. You have to ensure power supply. You know, after your daily activities. After your daily activities, you need to shut down or turn off your sockets before leaving your office or before doing any other thing. So anytime you want to turn on your PC, you have to make sure the power supply cable is connected to the socket and there's electric flow or power. So say check if the computer is plugged into a power source. Sometimes we forget, we don't do that, and then we'll be pressing the power button over and over again, thinking there's a problem with our devices. So it is advisable to always check that the computer is plugged into your power source. And then say press the power button, press it for a few minutes and look out for lights if necessary to see whether they've turned on and also the screen lights. Because sometimes you may have a faulty screen, but one of the ways that you'll be convinced to know whether your PC is turned on is the lights on either the system unit or the laptop, and sometimes even on your mobile phone. Then it says wait for booting process. The computer will go through the setup process, including the BIOS loading screen, then the operating system. So in some cases, or in most cases, you see the logo of the operating system that the device is using, if being it a Windows operating system, Linux or Linux operating system, or Mac OS or iOS in the case of a smartphone. You can also mention Android. All right. If you have any question, please don't forget to use the comment section, and also join our digital platforms, our social media platforms. What's the name? Facebook, X, Instagram. You can also click the link below and then join our WhatsApp channel. Well, let's move on. So, how to log into the system? So, wait for the login screen. So, the login screen will ask for your credentials. That's where you type your name. If it is part of the settings, the initial settings, and your password. Some will ask you to enter your PIN depending on the type of settings you have on your device. And then face recognition, you follow instructions to log in to access your desktop. Now, what is the desktop? The desktop is the surface or the area where you have your folders, your application. So you will get there. There's a part where I will take you through this uh, lesson practically step by step. So it's a proper way of shutting down your device. First of all, you have to close all programs. You have to make sure you turn off all programs before you shut down your device. It says save any open document or files and close all running applications to avoid data loss. I'll take you through step by step way of doing that. It's a click on the start menu. That's for Windows. You click on start menu. For Apple, it's on the screen. You do that. So select shutdown option. You get it. So I'll take you through the steps in shutting down your device properly. Shutting down your device properly. So on the screen we have icons and shortcuts of start menu, shortcuts, icons and shortcuts. You have start menu, you have taskbar, you have files and folders. So this is a file. You can see the files and this is a folder. And then the taskbar is where the cursor is pointing at. And then this is the start menu, start menu, start menu. As I said earlier, we go through all this one by one. So don't leave this channel, stay glued, and let's learn. Now, on the screen, we have these images or icons or logos. So this is Windows, this is Chrome, this iOS or Mac OS. So iOS for mobile devices, and then Mac OS for laptop or desktop. They say iOS is what we normally commonly term as Apple, 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 Apple. We have our Windows logo and then Chrome. So these are operating systems. Now, operating systems communicates. It helps or enables communication between the hardware and the software for us to be able to access the desktop and then be able to use the computer to our satisfaction. So it's an operating system and software that manages the computer's hardware and software. And examples are what you see on our screen. So for you to access certain things, you need to click on the File Explorer. And when you use the File Explorer, you have an interface like what we see on our screen. So that's where you can access your documents, your downloads, your screenshots, this PC. So the File Explorer plays a very important role when it comes to computing or when it comes to the use of computers. All right. So as I said earlier, if you have any question, let me know. So now I'm going to learn how to create a folder and also to rename and delete file. So let's move on. All right, so now for you to be able to create a folder on the desktop, you right click on an empty space. I mean, there are icons on the screen. You don't click on the icon, but place where there's no icon or a folder. And then a menu will pop up. Then place your cursor on new. So new, you have option for folder, shortcuts, and other items listed on the menu. But the focus is for us to create a folder. So let's click on folder. Now we have a folder. We can name the folder maybe test2. Test2. So this is a folder. Now there's no file. So you can see this is another folder. Mm, this is another folder. So we can open this folder. And when this folder is open, you can see a lot of files. So you can move one of the files to test2. Let's see. All right, so to test2, now we have a file in the folder. A file in the folder. All right. Those times if you visit these schools or offices, you see a whole lot of books on the office desk containing folders and files, containing folders and files. But now, you see on the screen, there are a lot of things, but it is in the space of your laptop. So when you carry a laptop, wherever you go, you can have access to this document. Now let's go back to the steps in shutting down a PC properly. So if you look at this taskbars, these are running applications. Running applications. So for you to shut down your PC, you first of all have to close this application that are running. So you do that with the File Explorer, and then you place your cursor on the close. You can see the symbol or the yeah, the symbol or the sign of the close button. So you click on it and it's closed. This is running, you see. So if you want to shut it down, you can do the same. So after closing down all applications, then you move to the start. Do you get it? The start, we can say the start button. Then you click on it, and then we have this. This is the image we saw earlier. So when you click on it, you have option to put your device to sleep, to shut down, and to restart. This is just the beginning of our journey. Uh, because of time, and for us to continue another day, we are going to bring our lesson to an end. But don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Share to your friends to also get this knowledge or to also join us in our next video. Stay blessed.